Hey guys, Jake and Sarah Salyer with another episode of At Our Kitchen Table with Hearth Homes, and today we want to talk to you about the benefits of an in-ground pool. For us, because we build gunite pools, and not just any pool, obviously a gunite pool you have options. There's a lot of different options, and I can just kind of run through them. So you can go with a liner, which is semi-customizable for the most part. You can go with a fiberglass, and there's one company in town that I would tell you to go to for fiberglass pools. Their name is Granite. Granite fiberglass pools. I know that's kind of funny because gunite and granite, but historically they are the best deal to if you just want a pool to get you wet, they're awesome. They're usually way booked out. So I would tell you and anybody, we're kind of telling everybody, if you want to be in the water by summer, start now. Yeah. For them, it's incredible. Their kind of claim to fame is you are dig to swim in 3 days. And that is how efficient they are. But they're like 6 months out. You know, there's definitely other options. There's some really great pool builders out there. There's also some scary ones. The benefit with a gunite pool is that you can do whatever you want. For us, we don't charge you extra. So you could have benches everywhere. You can have, your tanning ledge with 17 bubblers or 3 like we typically do. Your lights, you can place them wherever you want. Everything is customizable versus a company like Granite, which is an awesome company, but I believe they have 5 shapes. And so that's the difference. We had a client that just didn't really like the traditional plaster. And I will say traditional plaster is awesome. It's what we recommend. And people say, well, it fails. Well, that all depends on your water composition. So if you keep your water chemicals good, you should see, they say 5 years. I have seen plaster, literally we have a client that it was what we call, there was a lot of air etching, a little bit of delamination in that plaster. It was definitely on its last legs. That's been 4 years ago and he's still rocking that same plaster. Yeah. So if you keep your chemicals good, and that's in every pool, you're going to get more life out of your plaster. You'll get more life out of your liner, right? Mm-hmm. Liners are kind of scary.
Your equipment. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. So if you keep your pH is good. Yeah. And so those are the benefits of gunite. And then for us, we always recommend salt water. We're kind of partial to salt water, mainly because we test our water, I bet, once every 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, during the summertime, definitely, it's way more low maintenance. And I feel like in a salt water, you can kind of tell from the smell and the taste. If it smells a little too high chlorinated, you're like, oh, something's not right. So then you take it. Very rarely do we wake up one morning and our pool is green. I feel like I grew up with a chlorine pool, and it was like we'd swim and it'd be crystal clear, and then the next morning it'd be like green, and you're like, what the heck is happening? So it's definitely way easier to maintain. And generally when we take our water to get tested, they're like, oh, you just need to add a little bit more chlorine, or slow down the flow if you're pushing too much through. And a lot of things, education I definitely got is water temperature affects your chemical balance, which makes scientific sense. And so they're like, well, we just had this cool front come through. So when we're hitting those seasons of fall and coming from winter to spring into summer.
Our super harsh temperatures, 105 degrees, and it's nasty and muggy outside. Well, that's going to breed things to grow in that water when it's really warm. But for us, we have clients that, hey, how should we winterize our pool? We don't recommend winterizing your pool. We keep that same water in there and just let our pumps run. Yeah. And because nothing can really grow, our water stays pretty crystal clear.
Yeah, all the way
through. So that's been a common question, is maintenance. Yeah. I've heard, I don't want to say we don't maintain the pool, but we really
we just have to dig all the leaves out every
we have leaf cover. I just need to get it on, but we just let it run through the year, and then it's a super easy opening process. We keep some chlorine tabs in the skimmers and try to keep the leaves out. For us, a pool has been the best thing for our family. I bet we are in there every night during the summer. Yeah. Our daughter loves volleyball, and the boys, our 4-year-old is pretty confident swimming now. It's been awesome.
So one thing that we definitely need to mention, we offer free consultations. So if you ever think, I don't know if we have the space, this is kind of what we want, call Jake and say, hey, can you guys come out and just see, this is kind of what we're thinking? And he's definitely going to be able to give you ideas of, yeah, no, that'll fit, or actually you really want to move it or position it this way because your equipment's going to have to sit over here. There's all sorts of different facets that go into that.
I would start that with calling Oki at 811 and get your yard marked out if you were curious if you could fit anything there. We've moved gas lines, we've moved sewer lines, and so we can make it work. One of the coolest pools I've ever seen was in Florida. We have friends that have a house and their pool literally wraps around the corner of their house.
Yeah, it did like an L-shaped,
They just made it fit, and it's awesome lagoon style, and it's what worked for their yard.
Well, and at the point that you guys are, you make the decision, yes, this is what we're going to do, what we want to do. We also have software program to kind of give you a more visual, because some people are like, I just can't see it, and that's okay. So we've this year learned a new software program, so we can kind of
I don't know what she means. I've definitely spent a lot of time. I am
we
not a
meaning
technological
Hearth
person.
Homes, Jake, Jared, Shelby's worked on it a little bit. Just saying. There are people that here at Hearth Homes that have worked on a program.
So we can draw up your house. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah,
and
it's really neat.
I am technologically inept, to say the least. And so it was some frustrating times. But now I can take your house and basically draw it up the way it looks, or very, very similar. Put your windows, your roof lines, and then we draw in your pool. And then that's pretty much where we start. And then, hey, we want to add a bench here, or we'd like to change this, a couple bubblers, this is where your lights will be, and we go from there. And so that's always just fun to take it to a client. They're like, oh my gosh, it looks like my house.
Yeah, and you can kind of really visualize it. So always like, share, subscribe. If you guys have questions, want a free consultation, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here for you for all things that you need in life almost.
We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching another episode of At Our Kitchen Table with Hearth Homes. Y'all have a great day.